boards off the skate of Brindamore back into the Chicago zone. To the near side, McLean got to the loose puck. Center one, tip, Millen the save, rebound. Oates can't get to the loose puck, tied up on the play and with the power play, and Fowler looks to clear, couldn't get it out. Goulet center, Roenick right in. Riendo, rebound. Savard held it in. Up the boards for Larmer. Larmer on the far side. Back to the deep slot in Yanni. Yanni hangs on, faking. Now back to Yanni along. Trying to say, rebound, he scores! Steve Larmer picked up the rebound and fired it over the fallen Riendo. And the Blackhawks cash into the power play to take a 1-0 lead. Rod Brindamore stops looking for the trailer. He hangs on. Brindamore still has it. Bounce one to the side of the net. And it's cleared loose to Wilson on the far side. The Hawk penalty over. Wilson gave it away to Brindamore. Side of the net. Here's Oates centering a shot. They score! Brett Hull tapped it into an open side. Doug Wilson, an uncharacteristic giveaway in his own end. An awful pass to Brindamore, and the Blues wind up making him pay. It's 1-1.
Well, Brett Hull, 7 goals in the playoffs, 79 for the year.
Wilson gave it to Roenick. Beating Larmer over the line. His return pass bounced to Roenick, who shoots and a save. Rebound, Goulet! What a save by Riendo! Goulet's stick partially tied up by Paul McLean. And McLean, I believe, there saved the goal. Clear it. Cavallini tries the near side, and Brindamore deflects it to center, where Presley golfs it back in there. Lord Roberts gave it away to Presley. He cuts up the slot, shoots, Riendo, they score! Presley! Riendo seemed to get a piece of it, but it dribbled into the net. An awful pass by Gordon Roberts. Put it right to Presley, and he makes the Blues defenseman pay. 2-1 Chicago. Play, Brett Hull over the line, leads for Oates. Trying to center one, it deflects to Keith Brown. Fired it to the near side. Oates holds it in. Centered one. McLean to the corner. McLean behind the net, taken by Brindamore. Center one, shot, they score! Brett Hull. They had the puck on his stick in less than a heartbeat. It was there, it was gone, and Brett Hull with his second tonight ties the game at 2. Deep slot to Wilson, feeding Savard. Savard hangs on. Back to the far point, Bob Murray for Savard. Heels off to the boards, hangs on, centered it to Wilson. Here's the drive. They score! It may have been tipped in by Troy Murray, who was in front of the net. Wilson with the blast from the deep slot, redirected by Riendo. 3-2 Chicago. Here's Thomas on a steal, in over the line, fired, he scores! Steve Thomas with a steal and score! And the Blackhawks, with 2 goals in 10 seconds, have taken a 4-2 lead.
Good play by Bob Murray to stand up on Oates, forcing the turnover, and then Thomas made them pay. But Bob Murray, the veteran, inserted in the lineup, stood up, forced the turnover, and Thomas made them pay just under the glove to give the Hawks 2 goals in 10 seconds.
Got it behind the net, Gilbert. Gilbert took a bump there from Paul Cavallini, who jammed it loose to McLean. And now Lawler got it to center ice. Brindamore gave it to Paul Cavallini, splits to the fence, he's in, Cavallini shoots, he scores! Paul Cavallini splits the Hawk defense at the blue line and fires a wrist shot past Millen, who got a piece, but it dribbled in behind him. And Paul Cavallini gets the Blues close at 4-3. Mike Lawler turns for the Blues. Give it to Paul Cavallini. Back to Lawler. Ahead for Hull over the line. Hull trying to cut in on Yanni. He center one, Zezel. Millen! What a save by Greg Millen! And Peter Zezel had him all to himself. Savard the other way, in over the line. Center one, Troy Murray. 27 seconds to go. 4-3 Chicago. Here's the draw. Jeff Brown will hammer it in there. Around to the far side, Hull. Bounced it loose to the line. Stolen by Roenick. Roenick tapped it to Gilbert. Trying for the empty net. He gave it to Roenick. Hawks win! Hawks win! Jeremy Roenick into the empty net. Makes it 5-3 Chicago. They drop the puck. The crowd counts it down, and the Hawks have tied the series. Just what we expected, a hard-fought game tonight, as was game one, and Greg Millen